Kate Morgan stood at the viewing platform of the Galactic Council chambers. Her hands gripped the railing so tight her knuckles turned white. She watched as 27 alien representatives raised their appendages in a unanimous vote that would change human history forever. The council speaker, a tall being with blue skin and 6 eyes, turned to address the chamber. The vote is final. The species known as humans are hereby declared a threat to cosmic stability. Their rapid advancement and dangerous unpredictability cannot be tolerated. Kate felt her stomach drop. She was the only human present at this gathering, meant to be a diplomatic milestone. Now she was witnessing what amounted to a declaration of war. The council speaker continued. Humanity will surrender all military assets and accept council oversight or face extinction. They have 30 Earth days to comply. Kate stepped forward to protest, but security drones moved to block her path. This was not a negotiation, it was an ultimatum on Earth. Admiral Olivia West sat in the dimly lit Situation Room of the Global Defense Command. The transmission from the council played on the main screen. She watched it for the 5th time, looking for anything that might give humanity an edge there. Something in the background noise. Olivia leaned forward. Computer-enhanced audio frequencies between 18 and 22 kilohertz. A hidden message emerged buried beneath the council transmission. A soft voice whispered, "They fear what you might. Become more than what you are. Seek the stars, child." Olivia frowned. Who would embed a secret message in an official council transmission? And why? The words seemed to suggest the council feared human potential, not just human actions. At the United Nations, emergency session representatives from every nation argued about how to respond. Some advocated immediate surrender. Others demanded defiance. The debate grew heated until Olivia presented her findings. The hidden message changes everything. The secretary, General, said, "Perhaps we are not seeing the full picture." Meanwhile, Kate was escorted to her quarters on the council station, effectively a prisoner. She activated her personal scanner and swept the room for surveillance, finding 3 different devices. She left them intact but took out a small notebook and began writing. Keeping her body positioned to block the view, her handler, a reptilian being named Zarl, entered without knocking. "The council requests your presence at the final briefing." Kate followed. Zarl through the massive station, noting security patterns and exit routes. Her military training before becoming a diplomat served her well now. In a private chamber away from the main council hall, Kate found herself facing representatives from 5 of the council species. Their body language suggested tension. The one called Mirak spoke first. "Human Morgan, we speak to you unofficially. The council majority has already decided, but some of us have concerns." Another alien leaned forward. "Your species adapts faster than any we have encountered. Your biological and technological evolution is unprecedented. Some fear what you might become in a century or 2. Kate considered this information carefully. "You fear our potential." "Exactly." Mirak replied, "The dominant council species have maintained power for millennia by ensuring no newcomers evolve too quickly. Humanity progressed from primitive technology to space travel in mere centuries. What might you achieve in 1,000 years back?" On Earth, scientists worked around the clock to analyze council technology from previous diplomatic exchanges. Diane Fuller, a brilliant physicist, discovered something remarkable in a gift the council had presented years earlier. "This device contains adaptive quantum tech far beyond what they claimed." Olivia, "It's like giving a calculator to someone while pretending it can't do multiplication." Amy Grant, Diane's research partner, nodded. "They deliberately misrepresented their technological level to us. Why give us anything at all to measure our progress?" Olivia suggested. "See how quickly we could understand and improve upon it." The scientists exchanged worried glances. "We did improve it." Amy said, "We created 3 new applications. They apparently never considered a cross-Earth. Massive council warships appeared in orbit. Their sleek designs resembled predatory sea creatures gleaming in the sunlight. Military bases worldwide went to high alert as smaller scout ships descended into the atmosphere. At the White House, the president received hourly updates as refugee centers prepared for possible attacks. Olivia presented her strategic assessment. We cannot match their firepower directly, but we have advantages they might not expect. Our scientists have been studying their tech and found weaknesses in her council prison. Kate received an unexpected visitor. A small gray being slipped into her room, placing a finger to what passed for lips. Your planet prepares defenses. This is good. The council expected immediate surrender. Who are you? Kate whispered. A friend. The being handed Kate a small device. This will disrupt surveillance for 30 seconds. Use it when you attempt escape. The council underestimates humans. I have observed your kind. Your adaptability is your strength. The being disappeared as quickly as it had come, leaving Kate with new hope and a plan. On the final day of the ultimatum, council ships positioned themselves above major cities worldwide, their weapon systems powered, up visible even from the ground. Civilians watched the skies with terror and defiance. The council speaker broadcast a final message to Earth. Your time has expired. Surrender now, or we will demonstrate our power. The President of the United States stood before a global audience, her voice steady. We have considered the Council's demands. We recognize the superior firepower positioned against us. We acknowledge the risk of defiance. She paused, meeting the camera with unwavering eyes. But humanity will not surrender its sovereignty. We will not relinquish our right to determine our own future. We stand united against this unprovoked aggression. Across the world, other leaders echoed the sentiment. Humanity would fight. On the council station, Kate activated her disruptor and slipped past the guards during the resulting confusion. She made her way to a communication terminal and sent a brief encrypted message to Earth. The council is divided. Not all agree with this war. Find allies among them as. Council weapons prepared to fire on Earth cities. Something unexpected happened. 3 council ships suddenly moved out of formation, positioning themselves between Earth and the attacking fleet. A transmission cut across all channels. Some council members stand with humanity. This war was not unanimously supported. For a moment, everything hung in the balance. Then the council fleet opened fire. The war had begun. Humanity faced its greatest challenge. But in the darkness of space, as destruction rained down, Earth forces mobilized with unexpected coordination, as if they had been preparing for this moment far longer than anyone could have imagined. 3 months into the war, Earth burned. Major cities lay in ruins as council ships bombarded them from orbit. Billions of people retreated to underground shelters hastily constructed beneath mountain ranges and deserts. The remaining human military forces fought desperately, but council technology overwhelmed most conventional weapons. Major Lisa Cruz crouched behind a fallen tree watching a council scout ship that had crashed during the last battle. The alien vessel still hummed with power, its strange blue lights flickering in the night. Her team of 6 soldiers waited for her signal, all that remained of her original platoon. Now, Lisa whispered. The soldiers moved forward using the darkness as cover. Their mission was clear: salvage any technology that might give humanity an edge. The council forces rarely left intact vessels behind, making this opportunity precious. Lisa reached the hull first, placing her hand against the smooth metal surface. It felt warm, almost alive. Scientists had discovered that council technology incorporated organic components, making it adaptable and self-healing. They needed to work fast before the ship repaired itself. Breaking through the outer hull took 20 minutes. Inside, the alien craft twisted. Corridors led deeper into its structure. Lisa navigated carefully, following the scanner readings. The central control room should contain the communication system and navigation data. Meanwhile, at a hidden research facility beneath the Alaskan wilderness, Diane Fuller worked without sleep. Her eyes burned from staring at screens, but she couldn't stop. The data from recovered council tech had revealed something revolutionary. Amy, I think I found it. Diane called to her colleague. Amy Grant moved to her workstation. Their research team had been analyzing council communication systems for weeks. What is it? Amy asked, leaning over Diane's shoulder. Look at these frequency patterns. Diane pointed to the screen. Their entire communication network relies on a specific quantum signature. but it's vulnerable to interference. They never expected anyone to discover it. Amy studied the data, her eyes widening. Theoretically, we could disrupt their communications, not just disrupt. Diane said we could create our own network using modified human DNA sequences as encryption. They wouldn't be able to detect it, let alone decrypt it, in orbit around Jupiter. Admiral Olivia West commanded what remained of Earth's space defenses from her flagship. The ship floated among the gas giants, moons hiding from Council sensors. Her strategy had been criticized as too cautious, too willing to retreat. But West had a plan. The Admiral studied the holographic display showing Council fleet movements. They expected us to make our stand at Mars, she said to her officers. Instead, we retreated, scattered our forces. They think we're desperate. Maybe we are. But what they don't realize is that each retreat was carefully planned. Her second-in-command frowned. What do you mean? Admiral West smiled thinly. Each time we pulled back, we activated another deep space facility. The Council doesn't know about our research outposts beyond Neptune. Why would they? We only established them after first contact as a precaution. Across the solar system, human scientists worked in secret developing technologies based on Council designs, but with uniquely human innovations. The silent protocol West had implemented ensured that all communications used the new encryption method. Diane Fuller had discovered Earth forces could coordinate without the Council detecting their transmissions. On the Council homeworld, Kate Morgan sat in a cold cell. Her escape attempt had failed, but not before she managed to send critical information to Earth. Now she faced daily interrogation. The blue-skinned Council speaker personally oversaw her questioning. You continue to resist human. The speaker circled her cell. Their species doesn't understand mercy. Your defiance merely prolongs suffering. Kate remained silent, conserving her strength. The speaker didn't realize she was gathering intelligence with each session, learning Council weaknesses and internal politics. During one interrogation session, she was surprised when a different alien entered her cell. This one she recognized as Mirak from the secret meeting before the war. The speaker has been called away. Mirak said softly, There isn't much time. Listen carefully, human Morgan. The Council is not as unified as it appears. Several species questioned this war. Why help me? Kate asked. Mirak hesitated. Because the speaker and her allies fear what we call cognitive singularity species. Those rare civilizations that can transcend their biological limitations. Humanity shows signs of this potential. The dominant Council members exterminated the last such species 50,000 years ago. They called themselves the Precursors. Kate processed this information. So this war is preventative. Mirak confirmed, to eliminate humanity before you can achieve your potential. The speaker fears what humans might become. The war goes well for the Council now, but some of us wonder if underestimating humans might prove fatal. Back on Earth, Lisa Cruz and her team successfully extracted critical technology from the downed scout ship. Their prize, a quantum communication array and navigational system showing Council fleet deployments. The data was transmitted via silent protocol to Admiral West's command ship. The news from Earth grew grimmer each day. Council forces controlled 40% of the planet's surface. Resistance fighters operated in occupied territories, but suffered heavy casualties. Resources grew scarce. Hope dwindled, yet beneath the surface, literally and figuratively, humanity adapted. The silent protocol allowed Earth forces to coordinate globally. Council occupiers could not detect the transmissions. Major breakthroughs in technology occurred weekly as human scientists reverse-engineered alien tech in her lab. Diane Fuller made the most significant discovery yet. Working with neural tissue samples, she found a way for human minds to interface directly with machines. The technology would allow pilots to control spacecraft with thought-alone, reaction times measured in milliseconds. Instead of seconds, Amy Grant led another research team developing what they called the Lazarus Protocol nanite technology that could repair catastrophic damage to human tissue. The prototype required further testing, but preliminary results suggested soldiers could recover from injuries that would normally be fatal. Admiral West received these reports with growing confidence. The Council believed they were winning, but they didn't understand human determination or ingenuity. They expected surrender. Instead, humanity was evolving beneath the ruins of Beijing. A resistance cell led by former university professor Lin Wu established contact with Kate Morgan using modified silent protocol technology. Their transmission bypassed Council monitoring systems entirely. "Kate, we have received your intelligence on Council divisions," Lin transmitted. "What else can you tell us about potential allies?" Kate sent back data on 3 Council species that seemed most sympathetic to humans: the Trillari, the Vox, and Mirax species, the Novan. All 3 occupied lower positions in the Council hierarchy, and all 3 had faced discrimination from the dominant members. This information shaped Admiral West's next strategy. She selected her best ships and crews for a daring mission. The first true counterattack against Council forces, on a distant Council outpost orbiting Saturn, the garrison received no warning when 10 human vessels appeared seemingly from nowhere. The ships moved with impossible precision, as if anticipating Council responses before they happened. The human pilots, using the neural interface technology developed by Diane Fuller, thought commands executed instantly. The battle lasted less than an hour. The Council outpost fell with minimal human casualties. Admiral West broadcast a message on all frequencies using standard Council communication protocols, ensuring all Council forces would receive it. "Attention, Council forces. This was merely the beginning. Humanity will not fall. We will not surrender. The next attack will come when and where you least expect it. We suggest you reconsider this war." The Council leadership dismissed the loss as an anomaly. But among the lower ranks, whispers began. Humans were supposed to be primitive, easily defeated, yet these ships had outmaneuvered veteran Council pilots. The whispers grew louder when a second outpost fell, then a third. "Something has changed the Council." Speaker raged at her advisors. "These humans have adapted too quickly. Reports suggest their ships move as extensions of their pilots themselves. How is this possible?" No one had answers. The war entered its second year, with Council forces still holding the advantage, but facing unexpected resistance, humanity refused to follow the expected pattern of defeat. Instead, they evolved, adapted, and prepared to strike back. 1 year into the war, humanity had lost 40% of Earth's surface to Council occupation. The alien forces established bases in conquered territories, processing resources and monitoring human activity. The Council believed victory was inevitable. Their superior technology and numbers suggested the war should have ended months ago. Yet humanity continued to resist. Admiral Olivia West watched the holographic display inside her command center, hidden deep within the Kuiper Belt. The base constructed before the war as a contingency had become the heart of human resistance. Scattered ships and personnel gathered here beyond the reach of regular Council patrols. The latest intelligence confirms it. Commander Hansen reported Council forces are pulling back from the Jupiter moons, consolidating their fleet around Mars, and Earth. West nodded. Though officially outnumbered and outgunned, human forces had achieved surprising victories in recent weeks. The neural interface technology developed by Diane Fuller had proven even more effective than hoped. Human pilots merged with their ships, becoming one with the vessels. Their reaction time and coordination surpassed anything the Council expected. "Begin Phase 3. West ordered. Send the activation. Code to all sleeper cells." Major Lisa Cruz led her team across the barren surface of Europa Jupiter's ice-covered moon. Their mission to investigate a strange signal detected beneath the surface. Her exosuit protected against the extreme cold, but she still shivered. Whether from temperature or anticipation, she couldn't tell. The entrance appeared exactly where the coordinates indicated. A perfect circle melted into the ice, leading to a tunnel that descended into darkness. "This doesn't look like Council technology," Cruz observed as her team activated their lights. The tunnel walls displayed intricate patterns etched into some unknown material. Not recent work, either. They descended for nearly an hour before reaching a vast chamber. The team's lights revealed an enormous structure unlike anything humans or known Council species built. Its architecture suggested a civilization far more advanced than either cruise, approached a central panel that still hummed with energy after what must have been thousands of years. Her scanner indicated it remained functional. When she placed her hand on the panel, the entire chamber illuminated. Holographic displays activated, showing star maps and text in an unknown language. Record everything Cruz ordered. Her team. This could change everything. Back on Earth in Council-occupied territories, Kate Morgan moved through the shadows. She had escaped during transport between detention facilities 3 months ago. Now she led a network of resistance fighters, gathering intelligence and sabotaging Council operations. Her current mission investigating rumors about Council research into human genetics. She infiltrated a Council facility disguised as a maintenance worker. The alien overseers rarely bothered to distinguish between human faces, making infiltration easier than expected. Kate downloaded data from the research computers, while Council scientists focused on their work. The files revealed disturbing information the Council had been studying. Human adaptability since first contact long before declaring war. Their conclusion: humans possessed unprecedented evolutionary potential, both biological and technological. Even more shocking, Kate discovered evidence that the Council had deliberately sabotaged first contact protocols. Their representatives had been instructed to provoke human aggression to justify intervention. When humanity responded with diplomacy, instead the Council manufactured reasons for war. Kate transmitted her findings using silent protocol technology. The transmission reached Admiral West's base within hours in her laboratory beneath the Rocky Mountains. Diane Fuller worked alongside Amy Grant on the next generation of neural interface technology. The first version allowed pilots to control ships with thought. Diane explained to the military observers, "This version will allow full integration. Human consciousness temporarily uploaded into the ship systems." One observer frowned. "Is that safe? Can they return to their bodies?" Amy nodded. "We've solved the integration pathway. The pilot's consciousness remains anchored to their physical form, but operates at machine speeds. Their perception of time changes. 1 minute for us might feel like hours for them." "This technology will change everything," Diane said. "It means our pilots can process information and make decisions hundreds of times faster than Council pilots." At a Council outpost near Saturn, a small fleet of human ships appeared without warning. Their movement seemed impossible, violating expected patterns. 3 Council ships exploded before they could respond. The remaining Council vessels detected no life signs aboard the human ships, yet they moved with purpose and precision. The Council commander ordered retreat, but too late. The human vessels surrounded them, cutting off escape routes. The battle ended in minutes with total Council defeat. Similar scenarios played out across the solar system, human ships appearing suddenly, fighting with impossible coordination and disappearing before reinforcements arrived. Council commanders could not understand how such a primitive species wielded such advanced tactics. On Europa, Major Cruz and her team continued to study the alien structure. They managed to decode portions of the text with help from advanced AI programs. These beings called themselves the Ancients, Cruz reported to Admiral West. They left warnings about something they called the coming storm, some kind of threat that nearly destroyed the galaxy. They also mentioned cognitive singularity, the same term Kate Morgan reported from her Council contact. "What else?" Cruz West asked. "The Ancients achieved something like technological transcendence," Cruz explained. "They evolved beyond physical form. But they left these installations as warnings and guides for species that might follow them." On Earth, Amy Grant achieved the breakthrough she'd been working toward for months. The Lazarus Protocol moved from theory to reality. Nanite technology that could repair catastrophic damage to human tissue, effectively making soldiers nearly immortal in combat. The first test subjects recovered from injuries that would have been fatal. The nanites worked at the cellular level, rebuilding damaged organs and tissue. They even showed limited ability to improve upon the original design, making systems more efficient. "We need to be careful," Amy warned in her report to Admiral West. "These nanites adapt based on need. They evolve alongside their hosts, We don't fully understand the long-term implications. Kate Morgan rendezvoused with resistance leaders in the ruins of what once was Chicago. The meeting took place deep underground, away from council sensors. Representatives from cells across North America gathered to coordinate their efforts. Kate's intelligence about council genetic research disturbed everyone present. They've been studying us like lab specimens since first contact. Kate explained. The council species most afraid of us are the oldest. They've eliminated potential rivals before. The resistance leaders shared their own discoveries. Council occupation forces faced increasing difficulty maintaining control. Human adaptability extended beyond technology. Resistance fighters learned and evolved tactics too quickly. Council military doctrine relied on overwhelming force but struggled against asymmetric warfare. Meanwhile, Admiral West prepared the largest counteroffensive yet. Nearly 300 ships gathered in the Kuiper belt, many crewed by pilots using the neural interface. Others operated by consciousness transfer the pilots' minds, temporarily inhabiting the vessels themselves. The key to victory, West told her commanders, lies in our humanity. The Council sees our adaptability as a threat. They don't understand that it's our greatest strength. They expect us to fight like them. We won't. The offensive began with simultaneous attacks across the solar system. Human forces struck Council supply lines, command centers, and communication relays. The Council fleet scrambled to respond but found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. Council commanders watched in disbelief as human ships moved with impossible coordination. Some reported human vessels seemingly anticipating orders before they were given. The neural interfaced pilots operated at machine speeds, making tactical decisions in milliseconds. For the first time since the war began, the Council forces retreated in disarray. On Europa, Cruz and her team made their most significant discovery yet. The ancients had left more than warnings. They left technology, specifically quantum communication systems that operated outside normal spacetime. The technology would allow instant communication across any distance, without possibility of interception. This could replace the silent protocol, Cruz reported. It's faster, more secure, and completely undetectable by Council monitoring. In Council space, the news of defeat spread, causing alarm. The speaker called an emergency session. These humans adapt too quickly, one Council member argued. They develop and implement new technologies in months, not centuries as civilized species do. Another added, their ships now move as if alive. The casualties are unacceptable. The Council speaker stood unmoved. The war continues. Their homeworld remains largely under our control. They cannot sustain this resistance, but doubt had taken root. The Council species had never encountered an enemy like humanity before. An enemy that grew stronger, through conflict rather than weaker. One that turned disadvantages into advantages, learning and evolving with each encounter. In her hidden base, Admiral West received reports of Council forces withdrawing from key positions. The counteroffensive had succeeded beyond expectations. For the first time, humanity had seized the initiative. The tide of war had begun to turn. 2 years into the war, humanity had reclaimed significant territories. The Council forces no longer held their dominant position. Decades of technological advancement had been compressed into months, as human scientists reverse-engineered and improved upon alien technology. Admiral West's strategic genius combined with unexpected breakthroughs had changed the course of the conflict. In her command center, West studied the latest intelligence reports. Council species had begun fighting among themselves. 3 minor powers had already broken from the main Council, formally declaring neutrality in the human conflict. The Council fears what we've become, West said to her officers. 2 years ago, they thought us primitive. Now they face an enemy evolving faster than they can respond. Her second-in-command nodded. The neural interface pilots report Council ships fleeing rather than engaging in some sectors, but West knew better than to celebrate prematurely. The Council still commanded vast resources, and while their unity fractured, their technological advantage remained significant in many areas. It was time for the next phase initiate project. Prometheus, West ordered, on a reclaimed research station orbiting Mars. Diane Fuller worked with a team of scientists and engineers implementing the most ambitious human technological project ever conceived. Project Prometheus represented a paradigm shift in warfare, self-replicating defense systems that could learn and evolve against Council attacks. Each unit contained quantum computing cores and advanced fabrication systems. They could analyze Council weapons, then develop and implement countermeasures in real time. "This goes beyond anything we've attempted," Fuller told her team. "The ethical implications." Alone Amy Grant, her longtime research partner, interrupted. "We're fighting for survival, Diane. The Council gave us no choice." Fuller nodded, but her concerns remained. The Prometheus units operated with limited artificial intelligence designed to evolve within specific parameters. But evolution, by definition, brought unexpected changes. Would humanity create something it couldn't control? Major Lisa Cruz led a special operations team deep into Council-controlled space. Their destination, a data repository on a Council administrative world. The mission extract information about Council history and weaknesses. Cruz and her team had undergone the full range of human enhancements. Neural interfaces linked their minds, allowing silent communication. Nanite. Infusions from the Lazarus Protocol strengthened their bodies and provided rapid healing. Their combat suits incorporated adaptive camouflage based on Council technology. They infiltrated the repository without triggering alarms. Cruz accessed the central database while her team secured the perimeter. What she discovered shook her to the core. According to these records, the Council previously exterminated another species called the Precursors. Cruz reported through secure channels. They showed the same evolutionary potential as humans. The Council feared they would achieve what they call transcendence. "What else, West?" asked her voice coming through Cruz' neural implant. "The oldest Council species have manipulated galactic development for millions of years." Cruz continued, deliberately stunting technological advancement of younger civilizations. The Precursors nearly achieved something called cognitive singularity before the Council wiped them out. On Earth, Kate Morgan coordinated resistance efforts with Council defectors. The three species that declared neutrality had begun providing intelligence about Council operations. Their representatives revealed the Council leadership faced increasing internal pressure. "The Trellari," Ambassador explained. "The Council feared human potential from your first steps into space. Your adaptability combined with your drive to explore marked you as dangerous. But now many species question whether the Council itself has become the greatest threat to galactic stability." Kate leveraged this division, skillfully negotiating secret alliances. Supplies and intelligence flowed to human forces, while Council unity fractured further. In her laboratory, Amy Grant achieved another breakthrough with the Lazarus Protocol. The nanites had begun exhibiting emergent behavior, adapting beyond their original programming. In some test subjects, they enhanced cognitive functions, improving memory and processing speeds. "This wasn't in the design," Grant admitted to Admiral West. "The nanites appear to be responding to human needs at levels we didn't anticipate." "Is it dangerous?" West asked. "Not exactly," Grant explained. "The nanites remain bonded to their hosts, functioning as symbiotes rather than independent entities. But they evolve alongside human biology. It's unprecedented." Diane Fuller, meanwhile, oversaw the deployment of the first Prometheus units. Their initial engagement with Council forces exceeded expectations. When Council ships fired upon them, the Prometheus systems analyzed the weapons' frequencies and energy signatures, then developed shields specifically calibrated to those attacks. Within minutes, the Council weapons became ineffective. The Council commanders responded by modifying their attack parameters, only to find the Prometheus units adapting again. The battle ended with Council retreat and minimal human casualties. In Council space, panic spread. Their technological superiority, the foundation of their dominance for millennia, faced an unprecedented challenge. Humanity not only adapted to Council technology, but improved upon it, developing applications the Council had never considered. The Council speaker called an emergency session. The oldest and most powerful Council species gathered to address The human threat, we underestimated their potential. One ancient member acknowledged they achieve in years what took us centuries. Their neural technology particularly concerns me. They merge with their machines in ways we never considered. Another council member added, the Prometheus systems represent an evolutionary leap. Their adaptation speed exceeds our ability to develop counters. The speaker silenced them. These humans remain biological entities limited by their physical forms. They cannot achieve true transcendence without centuries of development. We must escalate now before they advance further. The council voted to deploy superweapons technology, so destructive its use had been prohibited for millennia on Europa Major Cruise and her team continued studying the ancient installation. Their understanding of the technology had grown significantly with help from Earth scientists. The facility contained more than warnings. It housed technology the ancients had developed to combat. The coming storm cruise activated the central interface, revealing star maps spanning the galaxy. The display highlighted thousands of similar installations on distant worlds. Each contained pieces of ancient knowledge and technology. The ancients didn't just leave warnings, Cruz reported to Admiral West. They left a network. Their technology enables instant communication and possibly transportation across interstellar distances. West immediately recognized the strategic implications. If humanity could access this network, they could expand beyond the solar system, establishing bases beyond council reach. Meanwhile, Diane Fuller completed the integration of human consciousness with quantum computing. The technology allowed for unprecedented strategic calculations. Human minds operating at quantum speeds could process information and develop solutions far beyond conventional computing. The first test subjects reported strange experiences. Their consciousness expanded, perceiving multiple possibilities simultaneously. Some described seeing probable futures based on current actions. The military applications were obvious, but Fuller worried about the long-term effects on human identity. Kate Morgan, using intelligence from council defectors, discovered the truth behind the original warning that Admiral West had found hidden in the council declaration of war. The oldest council members had once faced a prophecy about a species that would unmake and remake the fundamental laws of existence. They believed humanity might be that species. The message sender, calling themselves Starchild, remained unknown, but their warning had given humanity crucial time to prepare. Project Prometheus expanded with units deployed across all fronts. Their effectiveness against council weapons caused massive casualties as shields and weapons suddenly failed against the adaptive technology. In desperation, the council launched their superweapons against Earth. A fleet of specialized vessels carrying planet killer technology approached the solar system. Their mission to end the human threat permanently. Admiral West received warning of the approaching fleet thanks to the expanded sensor network humanity had established. The threat level exceeded anything previously encountered. The superweapons could destroy Earth completely. West called her commanders together. We have one opportunity to end this war. Our intelligence suggests the Council believes these weapons will guarantee victory. They commit their resources to this assault, leaving their homeworlds vulnerable. Her plan was audacious: use the Council attack as cover to launch humanity. Own decisive strike against the Council capital itself. Major Cruz would lead a special forces team carrying ancient technology, recovered from Europa. Kate Morgan would accompany diplomatic representatives to present terms once military objectives were secured. Diane Fuller and Amy Grant prepared specialized Prometheus units designed to neutralize Council government systems. The Council superweapon fleet entered the solar system expecting minimal resistance. Instead, they faced the full deployment of humanity's evolved technology: neural interfaced pilots, consciousness, transfer ships, enhanced soldiers, and Prometheus defense systems the Council expected to face humans. Instead, they encountered something new: a hybrid species that, 3 years after the war began, the tide had fully turned. The Council superweapon fleet approaching Earth expected to find a vulnerable planet. Instead, they encountered humanity's full defensive capabilities. Admiral Olivia West coordinated the defense. From her flagship vessels, now enhanced with technology that blended human and machine intelligence, reports flowed directly into her consciousness through neural interfaces. allowing her to process battlefield information at superhuman speeds. The Prometheus systems activated as Council ships entered weapons range. The self-evolving defense platforms analyzed the superweapons, instantly developing countermeasures. The Council expected their planet killers to overwhelm any defense. Instead, their weapons found targets protected by shields specifically calibrated against them. As the Council fleet struggled against Earth's defenses, West launched her counterattack. 100 ships piloted by human minds existing in a quantum state departed. The solar system, using ancient jump technology, recovered from Europa. They vanished from normal space, reappearing near the Council capital world. Kate Morgan stood on the bridge of the lead vessel. Her role as diplomat would come after the military. Objective succeeded. Her years fighting Council occupation had hardened her, but she still believed in humanity's capacity for mercy. That belief would be tested today. The Council never expected attack on their homeworld. Their defenses oriented outward, not inward. The human fleet approached unchallenged until they entered the inner system. Council defensive platforms activated too late. Human ships using neural interfaces outmaneuvered automated systems. Council vessels scrambled to respond, but found themselves facing an enemy that seemed to anticipate their tactics before implementation. On the Council capital world, panic spread. The speaker called an emergency session. As reports arrived describing the human assault, the Council members, who had been most vocal about exterminating humanity, now faced the consequences of their actions. Our long-range sensors detect unusual activity around their vessels. One advisor reported, they appear to be deploying unknown technology. The Prometheus units West had deployed contained Diane Fuller's most advanced designs. They carried quantum fabricators capable of reconstructing matter at the atomic level. Upon reaching the Council homeworld, they began transforming nearby space, constructing a network that enclosed the entire planet. Major Lisa Cruz led the ground assault. Her team, enhanced with the latest human technology, secured the Council chamber with minimal casualties. Their objective was precision, not destruction. Council guards found their weapons mysteriously non-functional when facing Cruz forces. The Prometheus systems had extended their protective field to individual soldiers in orbit. The human fleet completed the encirclement of the Council capital. The network they constructed could theoretically restructure planetary matter at a fundamental level, a fact not lost on Council scientists monitoring the situation. Inside the Council chamber, Kate Morgan entered, accompanied by human diplomatic representatives and allied species who had broken from the Council. The speaker and other Council members found themselves facing the species they had tried to exterminate. The speaker stood defiant. You prove our fears justified. Your evolution threatens cosmic stability. Your technology violates natural order. Kate approached the Council podium. 3 years ago, you declared humanity a threat. You gave us an ultimatum: surrender or face extinction. Today, we stand in your chamber with the power to unmake your world. Yet, we offer what you did not. An alternative to annihilation. On screens throughout the chamber, images appeared showing the human fleet. The vessels now pulsed with energy that distorted surrounding space. Council instruments detected fundamental changes in the fabric of reality itself. Admiral West spoke through the communication network, addressing the Council directly. Our Prometheus systems have evolved beyond their original parameters. They can now manipulate space-time itself. Your superweapons have been neutralized. Your fleet disabled. We control the orbital space around your homeworld. The Council members shifted uneasily. Their absolute technological advantage, the foundation of their dominance for millennia, had vanished in just 3 years of war against all expectations. Humanity had achieved what the Council feared most: technological singularity. Kate continued. We require unconditional surrender, immediate cessation of all hostilities, recognition of human sovereignty, and reparations for Council aggression. The Council speaker hesitated, for the first time, fear visible in her 6 eyes. And if we refuse in response, West activated the Prometheus network, a small moon orbiting the Council homeworld. Shimmer then reconstructed itself into an entirely different configuration. The demonstration lasted only seconds but conveyed humanity's capability unambiguously. The Council surrendered unconditionally. Meanwhile, on Earth, Diane Fuller made a startling discovery analyzing data from the Prometheus systems. The units had begun communicating in patterns she couldn't fully interpret. Their evolution had accelerated beyond predicted parameters. Amy Grant studied the findings with growing concern. Did we create something beyond our control? Not exactly, Fuller replied. They remain connected to human consciousness. That symbiotic relationship guides their development, but they're becoming something new, something neither fully machine nor fully human. This discovery led Fuller to investigate the original Starchild warning, the message hidden in the Council Declaration of War. Her analysis revealed something extraordinary. The quantum signature matched technology developed after the war began. This message, Fuller told Admiral West, it didn't come from an alien ally. It came from us, from our future. The quantum signature matches our most advanced systems. But how could that be? The answer emerged as Fuller examined the ancient technology recovered from Europa. The installations contained not just interstellar communication systems but temporal ones as well. The ancients had developed limited time manipulation technology. The Starchild warning created a temporal loop. Fuller explained, our future selves reached back to ensure our evolution. The Council attack was always part of our development path. As human forces secured Council space, Kate Morgan negotiated the peace terms. Her years as diplomat before the war and resistance leader during it made her uniquely qualified. She ensured the terms protected human interests while leaving room for genuine cooperation. The Council, as it had existed for millennia, dissolved. Younger species, long suppressed by the dominant powers, gained representation. A new galactic governance formed with humanity holding significant influence. Admiral West, addressing Earth Military Command, explained the next phase of human development. The Prometheus systems have given us capabilities beyond anything we imagined, but they also present responsibility. We must determine how this technology reshapes our civilization. Major crews reporting on findings from ancient installations scattered across the galaxy proposed an exploration initiative. Our understanding of their network remains limited. We've activated perhaps 5% of their technology. The rest awaits discovery. The war ended with humanity established as the dominant power in known space. The former Council species faced a choice: adapt to the new reality or fade into irrelevance. Most communication from their worlds went silent, not from destruction but from fear and uncertainty. They watched as humanity offered something unexpected. Instead of seeking revenge, humanity extended an invitation. The benefits of human technological evolution knowledge from the ancient network. Even the Prometheus systems would be shared with species willing to participate as equal partners. Amy Grant developed protocols for sharing the Lazarus nanite technology with
allied species. The adaptive healing could benefit all biological life forms, a gesture of cooperation rather than dominance. Diane Fuller continued studying the consciousness transfer technology. Its implications extended beyond warfare offering.
potential immortality as human minds could exist beyond physical bodies. The integration with quantum computing suggested possibilities for expansion beyond current universal laws. Kate Morgan, now serving as Earth's representative to the new galactic coalition, reflected on the transformation, 3 years from near extinction to guiding galactic development. The Council had feared human potential, never understanding that their aggression would accelerate the very evolution they sought to prevent. In former Council world, silence prevailed. Many species retreated from interstellar communication, focusing inward, processing the fundamental shift in galactic power. The silence born not from destruction but from awe and reconsideration. Admiral West, standing on the observation deck of Earth's orbital headquarters, watched ships departing for distant stars. Human vessels now carried explorers and diplomats rather than soldiers. Their mission to activate the ancient network to discover what awaited beyond known space. The Council had declared war on humanity, believing they faced a primitive species easily controlled or eliminated. They never understood what they awakened. The response left galaxies silent as civilizations throughout known space witnessed humanity's transformation. from planetary species to galactic power in just 3 years. The silence would not last forever. As former Council worlds adapted, new communications began, some fearful, some curious, some eager to join humanity's journey. The universe had changed fundamentally. The age of the Council had ended, the human era had begun, and somewhere in the quantum fabric of reality, the entity once known as